Now, just because this is the last fight that we have with you guys, you didn't think it would be like some kind of fair fight, right? Like we would charge forward and engage you in an honorable duel? That's not how we fight. That's not how things are done here. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, not much to say on the campaign map, because we're still on the same turn as we left off the last episode, which, as a quick reminder, Edward defeated a small Imperial force outside of this fort here, and he is back on the bridge. Richard took Oslo. The Mongol hordes are approaching, and it is time to defeat the French. And again, same turn, exact same turn, so nothing's changed on the campaign map, so we need not discuss it. We can just go right into the Battle of Valencia here. His Majesty versus His Majesty. We will see who the greater king is, as if there's any contention for that right now. Alright, anyway, let's just get right into the battle. Just again, quickly, peasants, bodyguard, a couple of mailed knights. Okay, guys, welcome to the battle. And behold the last defenders of what was once a mighty nation. A mighty nation which foolishly decided to declare war on us. And again, I know the whole thing about William and technically being a vassal of the King of France, all of that is in the past, in the distant past at this point. Our glorious leader and founder, William the Conqueror, would be proud of this day if he had lived to see it. And while he did not live to see it, I am sure he is looking down on us from heaven with approval and with a fierce pride in the accomplishments of England in his absence. So anyway, obviously we just took out the gate, and I think we're just going to take out a couple of these towers here, well, these 4 towers basically here, and then we're just going to kind of charge right in. We've definitely fought this castle layout before, so we'll just have some kind of go around here, maybe some go around here, and of course some just charge straight forward. They've bravely sent forward their peasants. Good luck to you. See, I assume the king, yes, there's the King of France right there. The last King of France. Alright, but anyways, it is going to take us a bit to take out these towers, especially since we keep missing. So I will just bring you guys back once they've been taken out. Okay, guys, welcome back. So we just barely had enough ammunition, but we were able to take out actually all 5 of these towers. I decided to do that because, well, they had some peasants over here, and I figured that it's quite possible for this tower to open fire on us. Actually, possible they're going to have this tower open fire on us, which would be unfortunate, but we definitely didn't have the ammo to take that one out as well, so what we might do is just pull some of these units a little further in this direction. And actually, let's have the knights kind of sit over here. And as you can see, we are already being fired upon. See, let's have these archers shift over to the right. Oh, wow. Are they still actually able to fire on us? It looks like they are. All right, spearmen, just charge on in. The armored swordsmen are already inside. In fact, you can see that they've actually gotten up here and are attacking the peasants. So hopefully that'll also stop the tower from firing here.
Is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
All right, let's have 3 units go in this direction. We'll have the other 3 units just kind of stay here for now. Actually, we'll have them pull forward just a little bit. Oh, shoot. I don't think we could get cavalry in there in time, so I guess we'll just have to leave them. Alright, so this unit, get over here. Actually, we'll have them kind of stay over here, and the armored swordsmen will stay over here with them. Then let's have one of the longbow units get over here. And then we'll have the other 3 kind of line up back here. Line up, back here. Okay, well, I guess that's not going to work. Oh. The peasants turned around to fight. How brave of them.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
All right, then we'll have the general and his bodyguard get up here. Well, when I say the general, I of course mean his great and royal majesty, King Tostig, the saint, no less. All right, now we also know from past experience that the enemy, once we open fire on them, will definitely come charging in our direction. So what we want to do... Oh, and we also don't want to bunch up units if we're putting them in their Skilthrum formation. So let's have... Let's have this unit by itself kind of move up there. Then we'll have this unit move in just behind them. Oh, and it looks like they're retreating. Well, in that case, charge forward. And they're broken again. All right, so you guys just form up, let's say right here. And get this spear... Oh, wait, those are longbowmen. Spearmen. You guys kind of line up just in front of the armored swordsmen. Get our longbowmen in position. And yes, I am being very, very careful, but I want this to go as well as possible. This is our final battle with the French, and it wouldn't do to have things just go badly. And everything must be excellent. Let's be honest, we all know what's going to happen. I'm going to open fire on their guys there in the center of the settlement. And then they're going to come charging out of the center of the settlement to our guys over here. And actually probably over here. Wait, what? Oh, you've got to be kidding. See, the AI is actually really good at using these towers. Like, they've deliberately bunched up their men in the back here so that this tower would open fire. Yeah, let's see. This unit back here, this unit, why don't you just kind of stay over here? And this unit form up facing that direction. All right, it looks like pretty much everyone is ready to go except for this flank, and they'll be ready in a moment. So let's go ahead and start picking our targets. Okay, Skilthrum and Skilthrum. And here we go. A final blessing of a rain of arrows from England for you Frenchmen.
We're under attack!
All right, start firing on these guys here now. Oh, that's the king's bodyguard there.
The battle is very much in the enemy are badly bloodied.
Fire on them
Lost
there.
half their men.
Oh, hey. They're throwing all of their troops down here. But the towers will fire on us. You see, what I'm thinking is having the mercenary spearmen attack in the rear here. And if we could cut them off from, you know, their retreat, that would be even better. But no, never mind. They would just have the towers fire at us, and as you can see, they can very, very quickly retreat if they want to. Still, since these two units over here are fully engaged, if we were able to just eliminate these mailed knights here, I guess we could charge in at that point.
The enemy king lies dead.
Oh, the king!
Slain by our gallant warriors. Attack while his men mourn their loss.
I have no idea where exactly the king's corpse is, but he's no less dead for that. And so perishes the last king of France. Okay. I don't think there's any good reason to wait here anymore. Ah! Just as I say that, of course, they start moving. Stop. Oh, we did manage to kill most of the peasants who were standing there. Kill the rest of them, though. Okay, alright. Oh, no. Ah, they're all retreating now. Well, routing would probably be a better way of saying that. Oh, good. We can just shoot them to bits, then. As if that wasn't what we were already doing. Actually, fire on them there. Any direct fire we could get would be more effective. Now, just because this is the last fight that we have with you guys, you didn't think it would be like some kind of fair fight, right? Like we would charge forward and engage you in an honorable duel? That's not how we fight. That's not how things are done here. We still have half of our ammunition, or more or less half of our ammunition here. So I'm afraid this is your fate. I would say raise your shields just a little higher to try and save yourselves, but it will not work. The rain will come, and you will all perish. Oh, stop. You're not, like, bunching up too much, are you? They kind of are. Here. Back up a bit. We did lose... Oh, right. We lost him, I think. I think he might be out here dead. Or, no, actually, he's not. Huh. I guess I don't know how we lost that guy, then. Oh. Oh, there's only 2 of them left. That guy and that guy. Okay, well, why don't you fire here, then? I guess you can fire there as well. Come on, hurry up and kill these last 2 guys, then you can kill that one guy who is there. I swear, when it gets down to like 2 or 3 guys, it always seems like the last 2 or 3 guys become invulnerable. Like, look at how many arrows these guys are taking. Oh! They immediately start walking to the right, and then they all perish. Oh, hey! Charge forward and kill that guy, and let's see, you... Oh wait, you're already out of your skill thrum? Huh, I guess you are. Okay. Get over here. Oh, shoot. Stop firing. Stop firing at the General's bodyguard.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast...
And we were too late. All right, well, charge in here. Whoa. Where are you guys going? I said attack.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
The last of France's defenders. Dying very quickly. There we go. Oh, I barely got to view that last bit of the battle. You see, look at how many men we lost just in that last little confrontation there, all thanks to, like, those, well, at least partially thanks to those arrows. Yeah, I feel that number should have been much, much lower. Though still not terrible, considering the circumstances. Oh, did the catapults kill someone? When did that happen? I'm guessing it was an accidental shot when they were firing at the towers. It went over somebody's head. Or it went over the walls and killed someone who was in the back somewhere. Or, I guess, 11 someones who were in the back somewhere. The longbowmen did very well, as did the armored swordsmen, even though the vast majority of those casualties, if not actually all of them, I think all of those casualties would actually be peasants, so they weren't exactly matched up against a tough, hard-hitting unit. This mercenary spearman unit was almost certainly the one that was holding off the street here on the left-hand side of the settlement. And I think they did pretty well. Even though they didn't kill as many as they lost themselves, it was pretty close, and they were up against like a general's bodyguard, or a king's bodyguard, shall we say, and a mailed knight unit. So I think they did pretty well given the circumstances. But anyway, let's take this back to the campaign map and properly celebrate the end of France. Now, since their faction is toast, I assume that they're not going to be able to do this. Yep.
Such is the fate of all who oppose us. The settlement has fallen. Take the spoils of war.
Such is indeed the fate of all who oppose us. Let's just go ahead, and I think we're just going to occupy this one. Though, we are going to convert it to a city, so... Maybe we should do just a bit of sacking in celebration for the destruction of France. Just a bit. Just a tiny bit of sacking. It's all we want. just a bit of sacking. France has been destroyed. Oh joy, oh ecstasy, oh happy day. Which means that this guy, yes, is now a rebel.
I will defeat you honorably, my worthy foe.
Which means technically he's now at war with Spain, so I wonder if the Spanish are just going to smack him down right now, or I guess on the end turn. Oh, and the Papal States are standing with them is abysmal. Yes, we actually had 2 crosses here because we built a cathedral, and apparently the Pope really likes it when you build a cathedral. Well, I say really likes it. We got 2 whole crosses out of it, so he likes it a small amount, a relatively small amount, to be honest. But to be honest, it doesn't mean anything. At this point, I've basically given up on this particular Pope ever liking me anyways. I would actually be far happier if there was a vote, because I think we actually stand a pretty good chance of winning. Because I think Sicily would vote for us, and look at all the cardinals that they have. They have 3. Let's see, and then of course we have 4 votes as well, so that would be 7. I don't know who Hungary would vote for. Venice probably wouldn't vote for us. I don't think they like us very much. But we're not actually at war with them, and they've got 2... Well, of course, they'd vote for their own guy, so yeah. And Denmark doesn't like us, and of course they would vote for their own guy as well. So I think we would actually take the next election. All right, but anyway... finally crossed off an enemy off the list, and not through like a peace treaty. Finally, totally and completely just crossed them off. It's been a while since we've done that. In fact, I think, let's see, the last one we did was the Milanese, and before that it was the Scottish. In fact, those are actually the only 3 factions we've actually eliminated, despite having taken all these settlements. I guess technically we came close to crossing off Egypt, but they had this one castle kind of far away, much too far away to bother sending my troops after them, so that's why they haven't been eliminated yet. I probably won't be, to be honest, unless... I was going to say unless we were truly just not busy anywhere else and we just had a spare army lying around, maybe we would go and finish off the Egyptians. But considering the circumstances, I don't see us having any free spare armies in the future. So, no, I don't think so. All right, but anyways, that's it for now, so I will bring you guys back as more of interest occurs.
The Holy Bible may preach peace, but when it is Christendom itself that is threatened, then it is every Christian's duty to defend all that is holy. His Holiness the Pope has called a crusade to reclaim the Holy Lands from the infidel, who would deny Christian pilgrims their right to visit the holy places. It is time for the armies of Christendom to put aside their differences and unite under one banner, the sign of the cross, and give back God's children what is rightfully theirs, or die trying.
Okay, guys, welcome back. So, let's just get the campaign map stuff over with, and actually some even higher up things to consider. I actually had quite a few issues with the filters that Reshade are providing when it came to getting the videos and everything to export properly, and to be honest, they're actually quite sizable, but I think it is still worth it, and I've got it all figured out now, so I think it's actually looking pretty good and everything. So again, if you have any thoughts on it, because I did just upload the first couple of episodes that were using Reshade to YouTube, so they should be out. Well, actually, they will definitely be out by the time you guys see this one, so yeah, I guess if you didn't comment on any of those videos letting me know what you thought of the changes using the Reshade filters, just let me know in the comments down below. Now, it has been just a few turns since I last spoke with you guys, but much has happened. I'm not even going to get into the immense amount of issues. I fought so many battles at this point I feel like I fought like a dozen battles today, but they were all like either against rebels, of which there's just infinite of them at this point, or against really tiny forces of the Holy Roman Empire who are harassing Samuel's army. If you're wondering who Samuel is, we'll get back to that soon. We'll get to him. We'll get to him when the time comes. All right, but it's not all bad news. It's not all doom and gloom. There is some good news, and in fact, we'll start with some good news. Mongols, as you can see, are leaving. I'm not sure why. They actually made it all the way over here, and I had Morcar and everything with his army over here and everything, just ready to meet them, and I had a huge garrison at Antioch. It was actually most of the troops that were here. And they just turned around and started leaving. So I was like, yay! So Morcar is actually attacking or besieging Adana, though he is going to take it this turn as well. That's one of the 3 battles we've got going this turn. Let's see, nothing else I guess of note has really happened over here other than, again, just the unlimited heretics. All of my priests and bishops, even like the bishops, are turning into heretics, and so I just have to keep shuffling them around, killing more of them. We're gonna have to deforest the freaking empire to burn all of these heretics at this point. All right, but anyway, let's move along. So yes, there's one battle there. Morcar's gonna take Adana. Actually, that's a mission that was given to us by the Council of Nobles, too. And let's see, nothing, I guess, too much of interest has really occurred over here. I think we have to go up north, where the army of Richard, when we last left him, he was at Oslo, so he has moved on. He got some troops from Robin's army here. Robin's, of course, following behind with the mercenary spearmen. We actually attacked the king here, but he naturally retreated considering it's him and 52 other guys. So I assume he'll go back to Stockholm and we'll have to take that off of them. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it is a pretty sizable garrison, but it's not necessarily the greatest troops. Well, except for the dismounted Huskarls, who I think are pretty good. And they've got armor. Yeah, armor. Effective against armor. There may be other Danish forces in the area, too, apart from this guy. I don't know for sure, though. But anyway, regardless, Denmark is going to lose Stockholm here very soon, and then I think this settlement here will be their last one, Magdeburg. So then they will finally be crushed. Now, I have to report with immense sadness of the loss of Edward the Mauler. Not in battle, but just of old age. I think I even mentioned... Wait, was it last episode, or would it be this episode? Well, I mentioned not too long ago that he was getting up there in years, and apparently his time has come. So he is now dead and has been replaced with Samuel. Samuel was the general in charge of the backup army at the fort here, so he has taken command. Now, the general army that was over here has finally managed to chase down a rebel group that it was coming for. They actually chased them all the way from over here to here. And so before leaving, I'm going to have them drop off one of their generals here to take command of the backup army. Now, one of the other battles we're going to fight this turn, in fact, probably the first battle, is actually with Samuel, because as you can see, he is in a bit of a pickle at the moment. Now, when I was talking earlier about having faced multiple Imperial forces, it was Samuel who had basically done this. For some reason, the AI kept sending armies kind of like this, where it was like 4 or 5 units consisting of like, a couple of peasants, a couple of crossbowmen, a couple of siege equipment, and it would just vary depending on them. It was just really small armies. I think he destroyed like 3 or 4 of them. And then he would just go right back to the bridge, having suffered like practically no casualties. And what little casualties he did suffer, we mostly have been replacing with from the backup army here. But now the enemy has apparently decided that sending these little forces is actually a bad idea. Who would have thought? So what I'm going to have him do is actually leave the bridge here and attack this force here. And it's because, the reason I'm having him do that is just because it looks like the AI is actually going to gang up on him and have multiple forces attack him. So what I want to do is have him eliminate this force, which doesn't look too severe. They do have quite a lot of missile infantry, unfortunately, but very little melee infantry, and I don't think any cavalry. So I think we should be able to just leave the bridge, wipe the floor with them, get some replacements, again, from the backup army here at the fort, and just go right back to the bridge. At which point, I don't know what the Empire will do. Maybe they'll attack with these forces here. Maybe they'll actually bring some more forces from Frankfurt, because they just seem to always have more. But yes, this army is kind of surrounded at this point, and so we need to kind of start beating up and destroying some of these Imperial forces here, because they just seem to always have more of them. I sort of regret now sending that new army that I trained over to Spain. I feel like now that I should have sent him over here to the Holy Roman Empire, because it just feels like they're far more needed here. Now, speaking of the Iberian Peninsula, the army under... who was it again? Oh, yes, the other Morcar. He is very nearly at the Portuguese capital here. So he'll take it, and that'll be the end of Portugal. Now, the third and final battle that we'll be fighting this turn, though probably not this episode, is the king is going to take Toledo. It has a pretty small garrison, but it is a citadel, so I did have to have him make some ladders and some battering rams, because I don't think we'll be able to get through 3 layers of walls with just the catapults here. And so, of course, once he takes that, he'll head north to Leon, which actually has quite a substantial garrison and some pretty substantial stone walls, truth be told. But that will be the end of Spain at that point, and Portugal will have been destroyed by that point as well. So, hooray, hooray. And just so that we're all on the same page, by the way, I actually did not declare war on Spain. I was going to. I actually had the king literally standing right here. I had sent him to besiege Toledo, but he couldn't quite make it. So I just kind of waited. And was going to declare war the next turn. But apparently the Spanish were looking at him and going, "No, you can't declare war on us. We're going to declare war on you." And so once on the end turn, it just said, "Oh, by the way, you're at war with Spain now." And it's like, oh, well, okay then. So one of my rare opportunities to actually start a war myself just kind of slipped by me. I mean, I guess I did cause it in a manner of speaking. I'm sure my troops moving into Spanish territory like this is what triggered it. But at the same time, I didn't actually declare war myself, so I don't think it really counts. And now, I guess, finally, to address the elephant in the room, as it were, you should have seen at the, well, just a little while ago before I started talking, that there's been a crusade called against us! Against Toulouse, no less. I have to admit, when I saw that message, I was like, oh, hey, a crusade. I wonder, if one of my generals can join it. I wonder where it is. And then I was looking at the city name, and I was like, Toulouse. That sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure Toulouse is actually... No! And we were getting on so well with His Holiness. I mean, we're still excommunicated, but I've been, building cathedrals and stuff, mostly to try and help public order in some of my settlements, to be honest. But it was also, of course, increasing my standing with the Pope, and so I was sort of hoping that... maybe he would eventually come to me and go, hey, you know what? All is well. You can stop being excommunicated now. I actually don't know what it takes to get back in the Pope's good graces other than, his death and a new Pope getting elected. But anyway, on that front, Venice was just excommunicated like a turn ago. Sicily has been excommunicated forever, like this entire campaign, basically. And I think that's basically it. Nothing else has really changed, except for the list is growing increasingly small as factions get knocked off. But yeah. To be honest, I mean, the Pope is getting kind of old himself. Maybe we could actually get a new Pope somewhat soon. Which would be nice, because I'm actually feeling pretty confident about winning that election. We've got 5 cardinals ourselves. We have 3 cardinals from some allies. And then let's see, Venice has 2. They're not our enemy, but well, they are excommunicated, but they're not our enemy yet. And of course, Denmark is, and they've got 3. But still, I actually feel pretty good about winning the next papal election. Though it will have to come pretty soon because we're actually getting somewhat close to victory here. After this turn, assuming we take both of those settlements, we'll be up at 40, and so we'll only have 5 left to take. Which, let's see, right now, at this moment, we need 7, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know when I'll be taking those, so I won't include them yet. So 4 and 5. That would still leave us with 2 more. It could be Edessa and Damascus. It could, in fact, be like Frankfurt or Nuremberg or Magdeburg. And yes, I was including these 2 because I'm pretty confident of being able to take them somewhat soon. All right, but anyway, yes, and I've just, guys, I fought like, I want to say 10, 11 battles against like rebels, of which there are still some. Actually, he might be the only rebel group left. And I have burnt so many heretics at this point. Like, I actually had to have a cardinal come over here and just stay here at Caen because I think I've killed like 3 heretics in this region alone since I last saw you guys. Like, every time I would train up a new priest here, he would just immediately turn heretic. In fact, I bet you this place actually has a certain degree of heresy in it now. Yeah, 15%. Just because, like, I can't kill them as fast as I would like. But I guess with a cardinal there now, hopefully it'll calm down over there. All right, but anyway, let's get right into the battles. Again, there's going to be 3, and I think what we'll do is we'll fight this one first. And then that'll probably be the end of the episode. So we'll then, next episode, fight the battle for Adana and for Toledo. Or Toledo. I like the sound of Toledo better, but I actually don't know how to pronounce it. So, you know, we'll just say Toledo because it sounds better. All right, so Samuel, in your first big battle against the Holy Roman Empire, I think he's fought like 4 like very small imperial forces here. In fact, one time I had him just detach with just his cavalry just to go and defeat the force and then come back to the army. I didn't even bring like the infantry or the catapults just because I didn't need them. But this one is going to be a big one, so let's get right on it. And now just to make sure, yeah, okay, so they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of melee infantry, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 units of missile infantry. What I think I'll do is I'll try and get my cavalry just amongst the missile infantry as quickly as possible. And I don't know what we'll do with the melee infantry. I guess it depends on whether they charge us or we have to charge them. Well, let's get right into the battle and find out.
Leave your mercy behind, men.
Okay, guys, welcome to the battle. And welcome to the... Oh, I actually thought they were going to keep charging forward, but I guess not. I've got my cavalry on the flanks here because I thought we were going to have to kind of charge their missile infantry right away, but I guess not. They are well out of range. Well, I say well out of range. They're out of range of my longbowmen, which means they're almost certainly out of range as well. So I think the only unit they have that could equal my longbowmen would be some Pavese crossbowmen. Which I thought they had some, but no, I guess it was just all crossbow militia and peasant archers and such. Which is fine. Alright, so let's actually arrange this a bit ourselves. Why don't you guys target them? And you guys target them. I'm not necessarily expecting them to actually hit the unit I'm targeting. Oh, shoot. They're actually moving. Oh, okay. No, no, no. They're just kind of shifting position, I guess. That's kind of weird that they keep doing that. I think that's happened in a couple of past battles, too, where it's said that the catapults were within range, but when I actually went to, like, tell them to fire, like, they still had to move a bit in order to get there. Well, obliging of them, though, to hold still and let us use all of our ammo, which I think we are going to do before we charge them. Which means that I think I'm going to have to let you guys go here. Ooh, that was a good shot there. Because as enjoyable as it is for me to sit here and just watch them get bombarded, I think you guys would probably get tired of it after a bit. So, oh, dang, they almost killed the captain again. All right, but anyway, yes, I will bring you guys back here shortly once the catapults have expended their ammunition. Okay, guys, welcome back to the battle. The catapults just finished expending their ammunition, and as you can see, they did quite a number on the enemy here. I did have their crews retreat. I was going to send my own archers forward to see if we can, since we outranged them, I figured we could use up all their ammunition as well, but as you can see, as you may have noticed, I guess, I don't know, I actually probably didn't show it, but as I sent my longbowmen forward, they actually charged forward with their own archers and missile infantry, so that's probably not going to happen then, because I had to retreat them back, otherwise they'd get bombarded. Because despite the casualties, they do still have quite a few units here of missile infantry, so what I think we're going to do is we're going to have a nice grand cavalry charge. With all the casualties they've suffered and the fact that most of them are missile infantry anyways, I think we should be able to just sweep them away. And just to make sure, I think what I will do is I will have my infantry charge forward, just in case the cavalry needs a little help at any point. Though I doubt they will.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
We just charged them, and now they've lost half their men.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
As you can see, as we hit each unit, it basically breaks almost immediately. And there they all go. Well, that was simpler than I thought it would be. I didn't think that their catapults, or that they would sit just within range of my catapults and obligingly sit there and get shot to death. It hasn't really happened this campaign. It did happen at the bridge battle, which I think would have been either the last episode or maybe it was the episode before that. But, you know, they had a bridge between them and us, so I kind of understand the AI's decision-making in that regard. I mean, it's not the brightest decision to just sit there and get shot by catapults, even if you do have a bridge between you and the enemy, but, you know, it's better than what they just did, where they could have just charged forward at any time, rather than just sit there and have all of these casualties. Like, look at all these, like, blackened, charred bodies here. All of those guys were killed by the catapults. And the ones that aren't, you know, fried crispy, those are the ones that were killed by the cavalry charge. So you can see quite a decent number of them were actually killed before they even had a chance to fight back. And the casualty figure says it all. 10. We lost 10. But anyway, that hasn't really happened, again, very much in this campaign. In fact, I think the bridge battle is the only time, really, where the enemy has either, you know, not charged us, or if they did hold back, it was actually, like, in a good position, where, like, we didn't have catapults, or we didn't have a lot of archers. So, the catapults did very, very well. Look how well they do when the enemy just sits there and does nothing. And then, of course, the knights did plenty of damage themselves, and the infantry didn't get to do anything, and neither did the longbowmen, which is very unusual. But anyway, let's take this back to the campaign map. Well, now this is interesting. Those small little groups that he was beating up before, the ones that I told you guys about, each time we took some prisoners, and each time I elected to ransom, and each time they said no. Now, a couple of the times it just said, you know, oh, they're so cold-hearted, but a couple of the other times it's actually said they couldn't afford it. So I think this actually might be within the range of they could afford it, but the answer is, will they? Nope. It looks like it is within something they could possibly pay, but they're just not going to.
Victory!
All right, so now let's have him head back to... Well, here, let's see. Do we need any replacements? I mean, we only have a few men left that could possibly be replacements, but you know what? Why not? Let's send the cavalry back first. And we'll have this almost gone unit of mailed knights join so that we can just replenish them a little bit, and then we'll have... There's nothing else we can replenish from here. Nope, so okay, we'll just have the rest of the army join back up. And there we go, he is now safe back on his bridge again. Well, I say safe. Again, if they take another force from Frankfurt and like attack from the rear while this force attacks from the front, that'll actually be really bad for him, but somehow I don't think they're going to do it, or if they did, I bet you he would still end up winning. Because I do suspect that the quality of quite a few of these forces is actually pretty bad. Oh. I mean, I guess most of them aren't very good, but they do have a couple of dismounted feudal knights there, which is pretty bad. That's admittedly pretty bad. Okay, can we get to the other side of the river here? Some peasants there. Whoops. And then a whole bunch of like peasants and stuff here too. So yeah, even though it's kind of bad to get like sandwiched by so many enemies, I actually still think he would win. So he might take quite a few casualties if he has to fight them both at the same time. All right, but anyways, that's it for now, guys. I think with that and the fall of France, this episode should be over. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.